What's going on, Phins fans? It is your boy Dillon, and I am here with the Dolphins Bucks recap. I apologize for not getting this out a little sooner, not getting it out last night. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I had some things preventing me from doing the video last night, but that's okay. I'm getting it to you guys now, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a recap and analysis of the game. To start with, I'd like to tell you, who stood out to me. So let's see. I'd say Tannehill looked good. He was mobile. He was sharp. David Phils looked really good. Brock Osweiler was solid. Bryce Petty actually looked pretty good. I would say that all of the offensive lines looked pretty good, which is really encouraging. Definitely, even, all through, first team, second team, third team offensive line looked solid. I think that the depth overall looked good. We lost the game. It was 26-24. It was a winnable game, but it's preseason. It is what it is. Not too bad. I thought the coaching was really well. I thought the game was called well on both sides of the ball, both on offense from Gase and defense from Burke. There were some penalties, not an extreme amount, not a super lot. Definitely, if we could keep it to that or less, then we shouldn't have to worry about penalties. I think we got maybe like 5 or 6 the entire game, something like that. Not too crazy. So if we can keep it to that level or lower, hopefully lower, obviously, but that level or lower, then I don't see penalties being an issue for us. Let's see, tight ends. There wasn't a whole lot out of the tight ends. They did some all right things, mostly, in their blocking, had some good blocking. Gesicki almost had a really nice one-handed catch in the end zone. He had to go up for it, but it was a little high, even for him, which is crazy. He's 6'6", and I think he had like a 40-inch vertical or some shit. But it was a little high for him, so he couldn't get all the way up for it. So there wasn't a whole lot out of the tight ends, but nothing bad for sure. It was just kind of a neutral day for them. Wide receivers, Isaiah Ford stood out. Francis Owusu did good things. Albert Wilson did good things. And the first team wasn't on for very long. Stills had some catches. Let's see. The first team offense only stayed on the field for one series, so there wasn't a whole lot from them at all, period. But let's see, the running backs, who stood out in the running backs. Sonoris Perry had some really good stuff. Buddy Howell had some really good stuff. Kalen Ballage had some really good stuff. Even though he did have a fumble, he did fumble the ball, but he's a rookie. They're going to get on him about it. Eric Stootsville definitely went over and talked to him, kept him, positive and stuff like that, made sure his mind was in it. And then they put him right back out there. They didn't let him just sit there and sulk and, focus on the fumble. And, he did some really good things out there. So we had a lot of good stuff from, all the running backs, most of the running backs, which was good to see. On defense, all of the D-lines did solid, did really well. We only got 1 sack, I think. 2 maybe. I think there might have been a couple of them. Anyway, so not a lot of sacks, but we did get at least a sack. But they were putting pressure on all the quarterbacks. They were definitely breaking plays up in the backfield. So they were doing well. They were doing solid. I think the more that they gel, the better they're going to get. Vincent Taylor did some good things. Jordan Phillips did some good things. So definitely some potential and some promise there. I think the D-line's going to be fine. Linebackers, Jerome Baker stood out. He did some good stuff. But as a unit, the linebackers were really solid. Jerome Baker definitely was great. McMillan was solid there in the middle. He was moving around well. He didn't stay on the field for too long, though, either, I don't believe. Minkah Fitzpatrick was doing some nice things. The rookies are showing out. A lot of the rookies. So, there's a lot of good things that came from this game. We lost it, sure. There was a few penalties, yes. There was a couple mistakes. There was a fumble. Bryce Petty threw an interception at the end of the game, at the very end of the game. Whatever. No big deal. But, honestly, there was a lot of positive stuff to take from this. All right, so I'm going to go through. I'm going to go... and I'm going to give you play-by-play, just real quick, run it down, all the stuff that happened in the game, and if there's anything that I want to talk about specifically, then I will let you know. Okay, so let's see. First drive of the game, we got the ball first, we won the toss, and we took the ball first. So we started the game with the ball. They kick it off. Ryan Tannehill starts with a 15-yard pass to Kenny Stills. Then there was a 7-yard pass to Kenyon Drake. Then a 5-yard pass to Kenny Stills. Let's see, and then unfortunately there was a Kenyon Drake run. He didn't get very far; it was only 2 yards. But there was a penalty on Juwan James, a holding penalty. He got the guy on the outside of his shoulder pad instead of being up inside. So James has to fucking work on that. He's got to get that. So we lost 10 yards there, but a lot of the mistakes that we had, we were actually able to overcome too. So which was good. So then it was a 5-yard pass to Danny Amendola from Tannehill. Then Kenyon Drake had a 4-yard run. Then Kenyon Drake had a 10-yard run. And by that time, it was 4th down. But then there was a 2-yard run. We went for it on 4th down, and we converted. So we got a 4th down run for a 1st down by Kenyon Drake, 2 yards. And then Kalen Ballage had a 2-yard run. And then there was an incomplete pass to Danny Amendola, incomplete pass to Kalen Ballage. And then Jason Sanders attempted a 53-yard field goal, and he missed it wide left. Okay, now that means next drive is the Tampa Bay's drive. They get the ball right there, obviously, since he missed the field goal. So Ryan Fitzpatrick, 18-yard pass to Deshaun Jackson. Then Ryan Fitzpatrick, a 14-yard pass to Mike Evans. 5-yard penalty on Devon Godshaw. So we had an encroachment penalty on the next play. 9-yard run by the Bucks' Barber. Then they had a 5-yard run. Barber had a 5-yard run. Fitzpatrick ran for 2 yards. And then they got a touchdown, a 4-yard run by Barber. Extra point was good. Okay, next, they kick off to us. Jakeem Grant took it out of the end zone for 25 yards. He got to the 23. Then it was a Kalen Ballage run for 14 yards. And then David Fales gets sacked for -6. And then Fales got 16 yards to Albert Wilson. Then 15 yards from Fales to Wilson. Then Fales threw a pass to Jakeem Grant. It was incomplete. But there was a penalty. He drew a flag. Jakeem Grant drew a flag, got a pass interference call, so a 24-yard penalty. Then an incomplete pass from David Fales to Mike Gesicki. Then it was a 3-yard run by Kalen Ballage. then an incomplete pass from Fales to Gesicki, and then a field goal, Jason Sanders from 29 yards out. That was good. And so that at that point it was 6-3. Okay. Come on. Then the next on the next drive, Jason Sanders kicks off, 3-yard run by Barber, 12-yard pass from Fitzpatrick to Mike Evans, 2-yard pass from Fitzpatrick to Barber, 9-yard run, Fitzpatrick scrambles, 12-yard pass from Fitzpatrick to Godwin, and then Fitzpatrick short pass to Barber, but it lost 3 yards. Incomplete pass from Fitzpatrick to Godwin, incomplete pass from Fitzpatrick to Jones, and then they punted. Let's see. And then our next drive, it was a 9-yard run from Balaj, then a 3-yard run from Balaj, incomplete pass from Osweiler to Grant, 2-yard run from Balaj, and then Osweiler on this next play was getting pressured. He scrambles a little bit, steps up in the pocket. He finds Kalen Balaj in the flat. He runs. It was a really nice run, and he hurdled a guy. It was beautiful, but he fumbled the fucking ball, or he fumbled the ball, so, that kind of sucks. But, it is what it is. So then they get the ball. Tampa Bay gets the ball. 5-yard pass from new quarterback, Winston. They put Winston in to Godwin. Then 5-yard run from Jones. 19-yard pass from Winston to Martino. 1-yard run by Jones. And then they got a 2-yard touchdown from Jones. Extra point good. Let's see. And then they kick it off. A 1-yard loss from Balaj. Osweiler gets sacked for no loss, though, just sacked at the line of scrimmage. Passing complete from Osweiler to Ford. Then we punt. Then 17-yard pass from Jameis Winston to Cameron Brate, their tight end. Then a 16-yard pass from Winston to Watson. Incomplete pass from Winston to Wilson. Run for no gain for Jones. 7-yard pass from Winston to Rodgers. Then a field goal. Okay, then they kick it off to us. Catanzaro kicks it off to us. David Fales to Leonte Carew. Incomplete pass. 5-yard penalty. Kalen Balaj ran right for -1 yards, but it was a defensive penalty, so we got 5 yards on that. 10-yard pass from David Fales to Kalen Balaj. 2-yard run from Balaj. 8-yard pass from Fales to Perry. 15-yard run from Perry, which was a really nice run. Like I said, he did some really good things. 16-yard pass from David Fales to Isaiah Ford. 12-yard run from Perry. Touchdown. Dolphins. 7-yard run from Sonoris Perry. Extra point. Good. Okay, and then next we kick off. Greg Joseph kicked this off. He kicked it out of bounds, which is not good. So they started at the 40-yard line. -1 yard run by Jones. 20-yard pass from Winston to Cameron Brate. Let's see. Then they had a false start penalty, so -5 yards. And then Jameis Winston was sacked by Vincent Taylor. There we go. There was the first sack, for sure the sack of the game, but there may have been another one. I can't remember. But 10-yard sack from Vincent Taylor. Pass for no gain from Winston to Rodgers. 2-yard run from Jones. There was an offensive holding penalty, but it was declined, and then it went to 4th down, and then they punted. Let's see. Okay, and then for us, it was a 3-yard run from Kalen Balaj, 9-yard pass from Osweiler to Rashawn Scott, 3-yard pass from Osweiler to Thomas Duarte, 4-yard pass from Osweiler to Balaj, incomplete pass from Osweiler to Balaj. Then we punted, and then let's see. Jameis Winston had a 4-yard pass to Cameron Brate. Incomplete pass from Winston to Rodgers. 7-yard pass from Winston to Wilson. 7-yard pass from Winston to Brate. Winston to Brate for no gain. And then a minus 2-yard run. And then that was the end of the half. So then we start. They get the ball going into the second quarter. Greg Joseph kicks off. There was a penalty on them, illegal block. So they lost 10 yards on that. Then they had a 2-yard run from Jones, and then there was a Ryan Griffin pass to Watson, but there was a fumble. Let's see. Chase Allen forced the fumble, which was really good. And then Jordan Lucas picks it up. Then we go on offense. Penalty on us, delay a game, which was never good. You should never have that. 5-yard penalty, but then 13-yard pass from Osweiler to Duarte, and it was on Osweiler, so he's probably not even going to be there. Honestly, I think Bryce Petty did better than he did overall. But he did solid. He didn't do terrible. And then run for no gain for Balaj. Pass incomplete from Osweiler. Field goal. And then we got a field goal. And then we kick off. Greg Joseph kicks off. Incomplete pass from Griffin to Wilson. 20-yard pass from Griffin to Auclair. Then there was a penalty on us, on Maurice Smith for lowering the head. It's that new lowering the head penalty. Although, in my opinion, I thought it was stupid because he didn't make contact or anything. And I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So we lost 15 yards. Incomplete pass, and then a 12-yard run from Wilson. 5-yard run from Sims. Incomplete pass from Griffin. 8-yard pass from Griffin to Watson. Penalty on us. Defensive holding. 5 yards lost. So they got 5 yards, 9 yards. A 9-yard pass from Griffin to Wilson. Run for no gain for Sims. Run for no gain. Ogunbowale. That's a hard name. 1-yard run for Ogunbowale. I'm totally butchering that. Incomplete pass from Griffin to Reese. Pass for no gain. Griffin to Wilson. 14-yard pass. Griffin to Cross. 5-yard pass. Griffin to Wilson. Minus 1-yard run for Sims. Touchdown Buccaneers. It was a 10-yard pass from Griffin to Cross. Extra point good. Our next drive, Catanzaro kicks off. 45-yard pass from David Fales to Francis Owusu. It was beautiful. It was placed perfectly. There was double coverage. It was gorgeous. It was super gorgeous. Anyway, 3-yard pass from Fales to Owusu. 1-yard run for Perry. 2-yard pass from Fales to Perry. Field goal to end that drive. Greg Joseph kicks off. Run for no gain for Sims. 2-yard run for Sims. 5-yard pass from Griffin to Reedy. And then they punted. Then let's see. Incomplete pass from Osweiler to Malcolm Lewis. 11-yard pass from Osweiler to Owusu. Incomplete pass from Osweiler to Owusu. 8-yard run by Buddy Howell. Incomplete pass from Osweiler to Morgan. 8-yard pass from Osweiler to Morgan. 4-yard run from Buddy Howell. Tampa Bay, there was a fumble, but they actually ruled it down by contact on the field, but Tampa Bay challenged and it was upheld. Pass incomplete from Osweiler to Lewis. 10-yard pass from Osweiler to Scott, Rashawn Scott. 3-yard run for Buddy Howell. Incomplete pass from Osweiler to Howell. 9-yard pass from Osweiler to Brandon Radcliffe. 3-yard run from Radcliffe. Center Hilland had a penalty, minus 5 yards. Incomplete pass from Osweiler to Lewis. 7-yard pass from Osweiler to Radcliffe. and then incomplete pass from Osweiler to Lewis on 4th down, so it ended up being a turnover on downs. But it was on like the 3-yard line of Tampa Bay or something like that. It was like way down in there. They decided to go for it. They didn't get it, and it was a turnover on downs. Anyway, so then for them, they go 2-yard run, Ogunbowale, minus 3 yards on a penalty, because of a penalty. 12-yard pass from Griffin to Lampman, 1-yard run, Ogunbowale. 3-yard pass from Griffin to Hudson. 17-yard pass from Griffin to Bailey. 7-yard pass from Griffin to Bailey. 10-yard pass, Griffin to Lampman. 2-yard run from Ogunbowale. 10-yard pass from Griffin to Phillips. Incomplete pass from Griffin to Lampman. Pass for no gain, Griffin, Ogunbowale. Pass incomplete, Griffin to Hudson. And then an attempted field goal from Catanzaro that was no good. Our next drive, 18-yard pass from Petty to Buddy Howell. Let's see. 23-yard pass from Petty to Owusu. Incomplete pass from Petty to Smythe. 10-yard run from Buddy Howell. Touchdown pass from Petty to Isaiah Ford. Also, real quick, Mike Hull got hurt in this game as well. It didn't look too good. It was a knee, it looks like. Hopefully he's all right. We haven't heard anything yet, but we'll see. Then there was a 2-point conversion attempt that was successful from Petty to Ford. Okay, then they go. We kick off. Greg Joseph, Griffin to Phillips for 12 yards. Griffin to Ogunbowale for 18. Griffin to Bailey for 8. Griffin to Bailey for 20. 2-yard run from Ogunbowale. 7-yard run from Ogunbowale. Excuse me. And then a field goal from 26 yards was good. All right, and we're almost done with the game. Catanzaro kicks off. Bryce Petty, incomplete pass to Owusu. 21-yard pass from Petty to Smythe. Then there was a roughing the passer penalty on the defense, so we got another 15 yards, and then Petty threw an interception. And then, well, they just kneeled it after that. So that's it. That's the game. That's the recap. That's my analysis. I told you there was a lot of standout players. We had a lot of good stuff from a lot of guys. We did lose, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not really that big a deal. It's the preseason. I definitely see a lot of potential, and I definitely think that, you know, with what we saw in this first preseason game, as Dolphins fans, we can be excited and we can be hopeful and we can be confident. And I really do believe, you know, with just so far with what we have, I think we're going to have a good season. I've been saying it for a while now that we're going to have a good, you know, a really good season, and I hold confident to that up to this point. So obviously we still have 3 more preseason games to go. And then, you know, we got a shakedown from 90 to 53 with the 10-man practice squad. And then we start the regular season September 9th. So let's get excited, guys. I'm going to have, you know, the press conferences and stuff for you attached to the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And obviously, you know, hit the subscribe button, like it, share it, and all that good stuff. And I hope you enjoy the videos. I'll see you guys soon. Fins up.
Perfect. Definitely have a lot of room for improvement, but to get on the field and you know, move the ball down the field. Obviously, we didn't end up at points is what you want to do, but I thought for our first time hitting the field, my first time, you know, hitting the field in a long time, felt good to be back out there, and I think we started off on a good foot. Now we just have to be able to finish that drive and execute in order to get the ball in the end zone.
Ryan, what personally did this night mean for you to get back there and play?
It was huge. You know, I think probably more appreciation than I normally have for preseason one game. You know, just didn't make it to this point last year. Then, you know, of course, the long rehab process and everything it took to get back to this point. So I think more appreciation for just every second that I was out there and just enjoyed it a little bit more.
Was there a moment that you
I was kind of constant. I was just soaking it all up, soaking up every moment that I could, just enjoying it because I know what it was like not to be able to be out there and have to struggle through missing a whole year. So definitely didn't take any moment for granted.
That first play, was that your call or was that?
No, that was Gase all the way. Dialed up a good one, got us off on the right foot there. Kenny did a good job coming across. Kept fighting. Wasn't open early, but just kept fighting on his way across and was able to make a nice grab on the sideline.
Protection, I see, pretty strong.
Protection was awesome. Guys up front did an awesome job, not only in the pass game but in the run game as well. It was that third and 11, I believe. We ran a draw, and they did a great job of getting up on the linebackers and give us a chance for Kenyon to get to the second level and got us to 4th and 1. So offensive line did a great job for us, and I'm happy how we started.
Were you touched tonight?
I don't think I was touched, so it was a good night.
So you still got to get that first hit out of the way, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. It'll come in due time. Hopefully we can keep this streak going as long as we can.
Did you feel like you could go one more series?
Yeah, I always feel like I want to play more. I was excited to be back out there and got the juices flowing. And when you're in that competing mode, it's always you want to go more. So coach had to take us out.
That's good.
Thanks.
We probably have a couple things to clean up when we watch it, but it felt right.
The idea of first play out of the gate to put them on the move.
I mean, it's just, I wouldn't look too much into that. Just what everybody liked to start the game.
Your first team defense was in there for 2 possessions, I believe. Was that a plan, or did that evolve after the first?
Hey, we didn't go in with, we had a kind of a play number, but we just wanted to really feel it out. So, those guys wanted to keep some of those guys in. I think a few guys came out, a few guys stayed in. So we had kind of a, mixed group in there of guys. So we just felt like that was what we wanted to do after that first series.
The backup quarterback battle, David Fales and Brock Osweiler both did things that either of them.
I don't know. This is going to take all training camp. So it's going to take all preseason.
What's one thing you liked tonight, one thing you didn't?
I like the energy. I like the focus that we had. Leading up to the game, I thought, before we even got out there, our guys were wired in. They were ready to go. And then when we got out there, there was a lot of good execution. There were some things that we had to work on. We were really shooting to get, had 0 pre-snap penalties. We fell short of that. Just putting the ball on the ground. That's something that we just have to make sure that we don't do. At first glance, you see, Blaj go, over top of the guy, but we lose the ball. So we just, that's a young kid trying to make a big play and making a mistake, and he'll learn from that and he'll get better from it.
First team defense, how you feel they played?
I mean, it's hard for me to tell from just watching. When we watch the tape, it'll be easier.
Any immediate thoughts on Minka and Mike Gesicki?
Maybe we'll have to. I gotta watch it in detail to really evaluate anybody.
Any word on Mike Hole?
Yeah, right now, I mean, I just know it's a knee. I don't know the exact details of what's time frame and things like that.
That's good. All right, thanks.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the interviews. I hope you enjoyed the show. And as always, if you did, please hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, post on Facebook, whatever, hit the like button, and definitely leave me some comments, questions, concerns, anything you'd like to see or hear in the videos, stuff like that. So definitely let me know. And of course, the most important thing is subscribe. So with that said, I'll see you guys soon, and fins up.